Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Training Tuesday. I'm Heidi Reese, the Trainings Programs Manager for Dayton Superior, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to today's Training Tuesday. I'm sitting here with a couple different people in Dayton Superior, one of which is Mr. Chuck Hoke. Guess what? He's just going to hang with us today. He's not actually presenting. Say hi, Chuck, really loud because you're over there.
Hi, Heidi.
Oh, I thought you'd be like, hi, Chuck. Okay, before we get started, I want to remind everybody about some housekeeping items, just like normal. Just reminding you that everybody who has joined muted so that we don't have any disruptions on the line, and that we record these as well. So by recording them, we want them to be able to be heard and people can utilize them. And later on, I'll post it to our DaytonSuperior.com website as well as the what's that thing, Chuck? YouTube channels.
YouTube channel.
I'm doing great today. And that will be out there so that you can forward it to anybody and everybody that you want or rewatch it. So with that, let's see if I get better here. This presentation is intended for training purposes only. So what that means is anything that we talk about in this presentation as far as products, how to apply them, whatnot, please go to DaytonSuperior.com and find the product page, and you can see technical data sheets, safety data sheets, and all kinds of information on the website pertaining to the products. So we're going to be talking about curing and cure and seals. And I know whenever we did this one other time, I thought, what the heck? What do you mean cure and cure and cure and cure and cure and seals and this and that? So I'm excited to relearn this again. And with us to teach me specifically is Mr. David Velez. And he's one of our technical sales representative for the chemicals division. He supports contractors, engineers, and distributors in his region, which is West. And he has a degree from Arizona State and an MBA from UNLV. David has spent more than a decade in the construction supply space, and he focused on concrete, waterproofing, and MEP systems. He works alongside crews, and that's where he has learned, this is his word, not mine, where he's learned by listening and finding real world solutions to the challenges facing our industry. I really like that statement when he kind of told me that, because although it's great to have academics, getting out there on the job and learning from the situation and being able to explain it and train, I think that's fantastic. So he's worked on some larger projects in his region, and that allows him to understand the importance of getting product performance right the first time. So David, go ahead and teach us about curing and cure and seals.
Awesome. Thank you, Heidi, for the introduction. I hope everyone's doing well today. Um, just a second. I'm just trying to get control here. All right. All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about curing and curing seals. So, what is curing? Why do it? The process, application, some of the industry standards for curing and liquid curing membranes, cures versus cure and sealing, cure and seal curing membranes, and finally, how can Dayton Superior assist you? So what is curing? It's the chemical process that results in a harder, tougher end result. Really, we're going to control the rate of water evaporation from the concrete. And, really the hydration is the chemical reaction between the hydraulic cement and the water. So why cure? Well, it helps the concrete reach its design strength. It makes it stronger, durable, more longevity in the concrete, and reduces complications such as crazing, cracking, and dusting. Really, the key to quality concrete is the maintenance of moisture during the critical hydration phase. So again, hydration is key. Hydrated cement binds with a fine aggregate to form a concrete matrix. 75 to 80% of the hydration is accomplished within the first 7 days after the pour. Now, the American Concrete Institute, or ACI, develops the base standards related to concrete. In here, we'll talk a little bit more about the ACI 308 guide to the curing concrete. And again, curing should be done immediately after disappearance of surface water sheen following the final finish. So some water loss, and this is pretty intuitive here. Where you're going to see water loss is the heat, the sun, low humidity, and wind. One thing I forgot to add is that the ACI says if there's no freezing taking place, there's a minimum curing of 3 days, or if there is freezing, yeah. And then if you do have freezing, a minimum of 7 days. A lack of curing, you're going to see improper curing could lead to all the above referenced problems. You're going to have greater permeability, lower strength, loss of durability, dusting, cracking, curling, really ugly slabs. Plastic shrinkage means the rate of evaporation exceeds the evaporation of the bleed water. With that, you're going to see small cracks on the surfaces, and it's all caused by ambient temperatures, relative humidity, wind velocity, the temperature of the concrete, and we do have some products like our J74 to help mitigate some of those losses. And here's just some examples. You can see dusting, crazing, map curling, slab curling. To avoid this, avoid working water into the surface, proper curing time, proper ventilation, avoid the vapor barriers, and you'll help fight some of this loss. So again, the ACI is not it's not a spec. Again, it's a discussion of acceptable methods, and they talk about timing of application, moist curing, sheet membrane, wet burlap. Now applying it again, apply immediately after the disappearance of the surface water sheen following the final finish. Remove the chemical, move it using either chemicals or mechanical means. You protect, apply sealers, hardeners, etc. The big thing here is you got to refer to the technical data sheet when using any chemicals, not even just ours. So ASTM 309 is a standard for liquid membrane form curing compounds. Again, this is broken up into types and classes. You got type 1D. Type 1 is clear. Type 1D, which is it's clear with a fugitive dye. For Dayton Superior, we usually have a red dye. Dissipates within between 1 to 3 hours. Really used for verification methods. A type 2, which is white pigmented, and then class A and class B, which is wax or resin. And class A waxes, it's a wax-based curing membranes that do not dissipate. Wax is softer, wears off easier. You get your class B resins that typically starts to break down within 30 to 60 days, I want to say. Dissipating typically requires sunlight, abrasion, or weather. Let's get into some cures and cures and seals. And so what's the difference? Cures are meant to form a membrane and hold water in until the concrete is cured. Eventually dry out or blow away or dissipates. It'll meet your DOT, ASTM, or C309 specs. Cures and seals are coating that stays and protects or beautifies the concrete after curing. That seals the concrete and protects long term. ASTM C1350 is a standard specification for liquid membrane forming compounds having special properties for curing and sealing concrete. Again, these are broken up into types and classes. You're mostly going to see a type 1A or type 2A, and mainly because most people don't want yellowing on their slabs. Here you're going to see, the major requirements is film forming, and 25% minimum solids. Again, when we talk about solids, higher solids, the slicker the surface, lower solids, more natural concrete surface comes through, equals more abrasion. And then, you get other testing, the acid, alkaline, and the adhesion. Application, you spray, you roll. There's a little combination of both. Again, refer to the data sheet, and it's best to again, for all products, not even just Dayton Superiors. How can we help you guys out? So we're going to talk about a couple different products we have here. The J11W and the J7WB. Both of these are going to meet your ASTM 309. These are both be very similar. They're water-based, they're member forming. The biggest difference you're going to see is the rate of dissipation between the two, whereas the J11 is going to be 30 to 60 days. The J7WB is going to be 7 to 10 days. You're going to mostly see the J7 on more tilt jobs. Then we got a pigmented white resin cure J10. You're mostly going to see this on DOT and Army Corps of Engineer specs. This will provide cure, seals, and dust proof. It's white pigment resin to reflect the sunlight, and it ensures full hydration of the cement. We have the white wax cure CRD 300, the white wax cure J9A. There's very minimal chemical difference between the two. The Army Corps of Engineers specs are a little more stringent, so we have a product just for them. And the J9A, you're mostly going to see on DOT specs. Again, they're both water-based, wax, member forming, and non-dissipating. Online we provide these kind of matrix here. So if you're looking for a particular type of product, you need something with white wax, white resin, clear resin, low VOC, you can follow this here and we can have a product lined up for you. Here we're going to get into some of our water-based cure and seal products, the J18, J23WB, the J22WB. Now, all these are going to meet your ASTM C309 Type 1 Class B specifications. The main difference between all these is going to be your solids rate. The J18 is going to be medium solids, J23 at 30%, and the J22WB at 25%. And the last two will meet your Type 1 Class A C1315 specification. Here we're going to get into our solvent-based cure and seal products. The UV stands for ultraviolet. We have our J20 or 25% J20 UV. We have the 25% J22 UV and the 30% J23 UV. Again, these are just solid rates that are going to be on there. They're all very similar. For the J20 UV, that's going to be for lower, colder weather. Less than 50 degrees is the one that you're going to want to use that one for. So here we have, these are going to be for our low VOC. All these are going to be for indoor applications, really. The main difference between these two are just going to be your solid rates. Here we'll provide a matrix for you online as well to kind of help out. And again, it's pretty self-intuitive there. What you're looking for, you just kind of line it up to the side and we'll have a product for you. You taking over, Heidi?
I am, if I can unmute
Okay.
myself. All right, everyone. So I guess out of this is a 157th that we've ever done. So if I mess up a little, I'm not going to be too upset by it. But we got some resources for you. Look at all these wonderful things. I referred to DaytonSuperior.com in the very beginning. And we have product pages. We have, if you need DOT approvals and you want to know in your specific state what is approved product wise, there's an ability to just go and search on that state, and then you can get the information regarding the products that are available for DOT approvals, as well as Build America, Buy America, BABA. In addition, we keep referring to the TDSs, the technical data sheets. Obviously, we have safety data sheets, application guides. And if you notice on the very left picture there, there's a bucket And on the very left of that, that would be like the product page. And you have downloads. If we have Training Tuesdays on there, we'll put that on there. The DOT approvals will be placed on there as well. And then any success stories, just all the information you could ever want. So how the heck do you find it? Just go on to DaytonSuperior.com and we have a search functionality. Just simply search, like in this case, J11W, and you'll go right to it. But I want to talk about this page a lot because we have some excellent field support, one of which is Mr. David himself. He's out there providing the real world problem solving. We have technical sales team, which he is a part of, for all of the areas and all of the regions. And if you don't know how to find your person, on DaytonSuperior.com, if you go to contact us, then you can go to that map, find the page. Chuck is giving me the dedicated tech service line. He looked it up and everything, and I'm like, dude, it's right here. So that's what that pause is for. Chuck is always trying to help out here. But yeah, very important. So if you have any kind of questions, I was referring to the map on DaytonSuperior.com, and if you just don't want to go there, call 877-266-7732. We have all the field support, technical sales team, and online platform with technical resources that we've already addressed. In addition, custom training. This was very short, sweet, to the point. If you want to know more about the products, we can figure out like where you are, the type of situation that you're doing, and customize something for you. If you want more than just cures or curing and sealing, maybe you want some epoxies, we can get that in there as well. Just click on that. Well, I guess you can't click, scan that QR code for custom training, and it'll take you to a form that will go to Chuck and myself, and we'll get that all taken care of for you. Or just email us at training@daytonsuperior.com. Okay, so most importantly, if there are any questions, please enter them into the chat or the Q&A section of Zoom right now, and we'll get those taken care of for you. And I'm going to continue on with any type of training. I talked about it a little bit. There's that QR code again. There's the email that I referred to. What do we offer? We can offer you lunch and learns where it's a little longer than this or the same time. I talked about custom. We have AIA and engineering. We could do it in person or virtual. I know, like, if you were here last week, I told you that Chuck was out and about doing a training on steel ply. I think that's what you were doing. And I mean, he can do whatever you need, and we can also have our team of experts join him or send them, and we can get that information to you. So are there any questions? Feel free to enter them now. As a reminder, we put all of these out on the YouTube channel. I remembered it this time, as well as DaytonSuperior.com. On the product page, or on the DaytonSuperior.com page, if you search Training Tuesdays, you'll find two links. One that takes you to all of the existing, the 156 I referred to, out there by product category, application type. If you want bridge deck, if you want forming, if you want tilt or precast, they're all out there organized that way for you. All right, Mr. David, you did well and kind of fast. So you guys have some time to go eat your ham sandwich and finish up. And I want you to join me for next Tuesday. And we're going to be talking about the day in the life of the taper lock and the taper lock machine. So that should be pretty exciting. And so join us. I'll have that updated on the website momentarily after we get done here. And everybody, have a fantastic Training Tuesday. Thank you, David, for talking with us and teaching us about cures and cure and seals.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks, David.
Bye
Cheers.
now.